Okay, folks, guess what? They call it March Madness, and it is that time of year again. The week that all the conferences, a lot of the big conferences, have their tournaments to help determine who's going to be in the NCAA field. And for Syracuse, this harkens back to what happened 18 years ago. Because 18 years ago, Syracuse pretty much needed to win the Big East tournament in order to get into the NCAA field. And lo and behold, led by GMAC, they worked their way through the tournament, especially with a big dramatic victory, and beaten Pitt to make it into the NCAA tournament. But you gotta wonder, Syracuse is in the same position as that. But it's now the ACC tournament. But I think Syracuse pretty much has to win to get into the NCAAs. And it'll all start on Wednesday, tomorrow, because they will play the winner of North Carolina State and Louisville. And right now, the seed Syracuse is at, it's an unenviable task. Because if they get past the winner of North Carolina State and Louisville, Duke looms. And you all know how those Blue Devils and Kyle Filipowski can be. This is going to be a big work in progress for Syracuse. But can they pull off magic like GMAC and the rest of them did 18 years ago? Of course, after that, you kind of know that Syracuse left it all on the court. They make the first round of the tournament and they lose to Texas A&M. But this has kind of got a lot of similarities. They need to run through the tournament. They are kind of around the same seed that they were 18 years ago. And you know what? They've got the bit in their teeth. But this team looks like they're determined. But we'll see. If Syracuse doesn't make it and win, guess what? We're probably NIT bound. So next week, there's a possibility. Could I be talking about Syracuse in the NCAA tournament, or could I be talking about them in the NIT? That's what we need to find out. And of course, Colgate is the favorite in their conference. Colgate could be back into the big dance. But can Colgate win a game this time? The way they seed them, Colgate's usually against one of the big guns. But we'll see. And the Syracuse women, they're pretty much going to have a pretty high seed in the NCAA women's tournament, maybe even host a game or two. That's the way they do it. Of course, in the men's tournament, you can't host a game like you did back in the 80s. Heck, remember when Syracuse was able to play a game or two at the Dome in the first or second round? Well, of course, everybody remembers they hosted David Robinson and Navy wound up beating them. But I digress. The dance is just around the corner. Syracuse will have the bit in their teeth starting tomorrow. Can Syracuse make the NCAA tournament? We'll see. It's going to be an interesting show. And speaking of interesting shows, how about the high schools here for Section 5? Miners, big win there to win the B1 title. But Avon was just too much. And I kind of knew that they'd be pretty tough to beat to go on to the state tournament. But Avon showed 70-48, and Avon went on to play in the Far West Regional. But I kind of think had Miners won to go on to the Far West Regional, they would have run into a buzzsaw. Salamanca was the opponent for Avon, and Salamanca would have been the opponent for Miners. But you know what? Salamanca did win, and the thing is that I should say the Salamanca area, they kind of need something really positive. That was once a proud city down there in Cattaraugus County. That was once a big transportation center, especially for railroads and especially for the Allegheny River which flows through it. But Salamanca has really suffered with the loss of industry, a loss of those important arteries being main trade routes and the raw material routes, and also because of the Indian Nation right there. Yeah, they opened the casino, but has it really benefited Salamanca? No, it hasn't. And it's pretty weird when Salamanca has some pretty rundown buildings, and you go 10 miles north to Ellicottville, and they got all them highfalutin people, especially the snow bunnies in their tighties, right there at Holiday Valley. Of course, they call Ellicottville the Aspen of the East. One thing is, they got a good brewery. Oh well, it's going to be an interesting weekend coming up as they go to Glens Falls for the state semifinals and the state finals. We'll see what happens with boys basketball, and of course with girls basketball, they go to Troy and they play in the semifinals and the finals. Sadly, Waterloo won't be there, but of course, Waterloo was rebuilding. Minders gave it a go, but they lost to a pretty good Dansville team who lost to Hornell. Well, the main thing locally we got to look for is Lyons. Lyons was able to get past Randolph. Yep, that's the name of the town, right off of I-86 as you go into Cattaraugus County. Randolph. They were once a village, but hey, they dissolved their village government. But does it do well with the taxes? I don't know. Same thing with Lyons, dissolving their village government, but has it done anything with the taxes? Oh, you never know. Look what's happened with us. Has it really helped us? No. Oh well, but why am I talking about taxes? I'm talking about basketball. Lyons is on to the state semifinals. And let's get behind the Lions, and hopefully some big state championship will come to the Lions. And hopefully I'm not lying. I'm only stalling. But of course, these Lions hopefully can roar their way to a state title. We'll see. Good luck, Lions, in the state semifinals and the finals. We'll get behind you. And I do want to talk about the Oscars a little bit. Yep, it was a great ceremony, and I mean the 96th annual for the best in movies. And Oppenheimer definitely won big. 7 awards. Best Picture. Cillian Murphy deservedly winning for his portrayal of J. Robert Oppenheimer. Because, I mean, hey, Cillian Murphy is a lot like Gary Oldman, an actor who'll do anything to study and change and get into character for a part. Gary Oldman and Daniel Day-Lewis are in a class by themselves when it comes to studying for parts, but so is Cillian Murphy, and boy did he ever get into the part, and he deservedly won. But I mean, Best Supporting Actor, what can you say for Robert Downey Jr., who's deserved this award a couple of times in his career and come back from his career nearly going down the tubes. But I mean, hey, he emerged out of what happened. He's got his wife to think about it, and he's one of the most humble people I know. Good job, Robert Downey Jr. Best Supporting Actress, I haven't really seen what Da'Vine Joy Randolph has done, but apparently her performance was so good, it deservedly won Best Supporting Actress. And Best Actress, that was a surprise. Everybody thought Lily Gladstone would win for her portrayal in Flowers of the Killer Moon, but apparently Emma Stone was good enough. And heck, one of the things I want to talk about was, hey, Ryan Gosling with his performance from Barbie of I'm Just Ken. Well, you know what? I'm just Ken. And I don't need to dance around in a pink suit. And I don't need Emma Stone to laugh so hard she rips her dress. And I don't need a whole bunch of Kens dancing behind me. Heck, I'm just Ken. I'm what you got. This is me, okay? No dancing. But I mean, heck, Emma Stone surprisingly winning Best Actress, her second Oscar. Well, the thing is, hey, do we need to know that you ripped your dress? I don't think so. But I mean, one of the other things I remember, John Cena giving out the award for best costume design in pretty much his birthday suit. Did we really need to see that? Well, the Oscars will do anything for ratings. In fact, having Jimmy Kimmel host and really lambaste Trump. Because, I mean, it's another thing I kind of want to say. Hey, it'll be a rematch come November of Trump and Biden. Just wonder who's going to be the winner. It'll be the lesser of two evils, if you ask me. But, I mean, hey, we all know who's probably going to win. But I'm not dropping anything, you know. But what a ceremony. Some pretty good wins. And, I mean, let's go Syracuse. Let's win the ACC Tournament. And let's go into the big dance, shall we? I'm Ken Haas. That's my story, and I'm sticking to it.